Be really cool. Twitch mute. What? Oh yeah, the Twitch mute. Hopefully it won't be cutting off this part. It'll just cut off the beginning part, and then we'll just edit that out when we throw it up on the website. But at least the live people got to see a funny video. Should be alright. Hey Blazing, what's up, dude? Welcome back. How you doing? Every time I watch that video, that Emperor makes me laugh out loud, man. He's just so into it. He's not even looking down at the piano. He's just rocking out. That's pretty dope. Okay, so I don't know if a lot of you people have seen this stuff. We're working on this guy like a month before the TI4. Or before TI4. Otherwise it's third though. And it was a Bloodseeker set with a whole Jaguar kind of feel on top of him. And we had it working in game, we had all the special effects. We had, you know, even when he does his ultimate and he's got the Bloodseek, you know, going on, he spawns little flaming paw prints and everything. Really, really unique. So we just never had time to finish up beauty illustration for the set. So now, after TI and after the Lone Druid and after a whole bunch of other stuff we have to get done, you know, back-end kind of stuff for the website, and we're coming back around and finishing this guy up so we can move forward and then do a beauty render illustration for our Lone Druid, and we have a sweet-ass refresher blade for Wraith King that is almost done as well. So we'll jump on that. Hopefully the next few days we'll be doing the marketing piece for that guy in conjunction with the Lone Druid one. And then we'll continue sculpting and working on our Headless Horseman Chaos Knight set. And we'll have way more sets coming on after that. Lots of stuff planned out, guys, but yeah, it's really, really cool. A lot of stuff going on. Really, really busy times, but that's a good problem to have always. Does anyone know how to get the cam capture to work consistently on OBS? Keeps stopping after the first disconnect. After the first disconnect? Why are you getting disconnects in the first place, dude? If your like after your stream drops out, if that's happening, then yeah, your camera's gonna get reset and you have to restart that. I can't. Webcams are always a pain in the butt, man. Speaking of which, I'm not even having mine on tonight, so there you go. How about that? Doing good, Blazing. Doing good, man. Keeping busy. Been having to do a lot of website stuff and a lot of prep work on this render that I can really stream. It would slow down the stream way too much, and you guys would just get annoyed watching me set up materials and all this shit. So I said skip that, get that done, and then show the painting part of the process. That'd be more interesting, I thought. Oh yeah, man's working. You have to restart your laptop to get it to work? Holy shit, Abyss. Okay, that's pretty bad, man. You can probably just unplug the USB of the camera and plug it back in, and then it will actually work. If you haven't tried that. So give that a shot, that probably fixes it. Webcams are shitty like that. Quick Sevens, hey man, what's up? You're welcome for the PL set at TI, man. Have you played with the set yet? Or did it go straight to eBay? Don't lie to us, man. Tell the truth now. We'll know if you're lying. Let's break out my wake up tablet here. How long did it take me to perfect my artwork? I'm still working on it, man. It's never ending. Always learning stuff. But I've been doing this stuff for about 15 years professionally. It's been a long while. More coming, I'm sure. Alright. So I took off a bunch of layers that I already prepared for this before streaming in the last day or two. So what I can show you guys is what I have so far for the layers. So the first layers that I rendered out were this layer that you see here. Oops, not that one. Just basic layer right here. Actually, I have some highlights in here already. Hold on. Let me take all those guys off. Okay. So that's our raw render, so we call it. So this raw render, then I did a depth pass that looks like this. And that's basically just information of rays being shot at the model and coming back and telling the camera how far away each part of the model is. And what this is really useful for is either A, if you don't have a renderer that does focal lens shifts, you know, to create a nice blurriness and depth of field for you, then you can use this inside of Photoshop. And in Photoshop you can apply it as a lens effect and it'll create a blurry background or foreground or whatever you decide. You can change that setting around in there. So that's really useful for that. But I like to use it though because I already have good camera settings and lens effects and, you know, depth of blur with my renders by default. Is I use this stuff to fog out part of the model and make it a little bit more illustrative. Especially if I'm throwing like smoke or something like that on a piece. It's super useful for that. And, you know, because it already has that gradient across it, you can use a levels tool to modify how strong you want that to be in the foreground or the background or mid, etc. Really useful that way. Is this gonna be in the workshop soon? Yes, it is. As soon as we finish this marketing piece and we do some screenshots, we're gonna throw it up, man. It's because I mean, oh wait, there's one more thing we need to do for it. We need to change a little bit of the colors on the cloths in game so that they match the blood from the gloves a tiny bit better. So once we do that, we shouldn't take very long, take like maybe a couple days. We'll throw it up after we finish the marketing asset, of course. Should be good to go, should be good to go. Manny, do my Spanish homework. No, Maeve. Yeah, you're on your second day, for crying out loud. Oh, thanks, Eva. Glad you liked the updated UI. Yeah, I worked like a long while making a whole bunch of different vertical thumbnails there for the right side. I think it's a lot cleaner, a lot easier to read, and, you know, puts more focus on the screen, on the video that, you know, we're showing what the hell we're doing. So that takes a little cleaner, a little bit less detailed. It's all good. Pink Ninja in the house. What's up, girl? She's having issues as well. Huh. What are your issues? Alright, moving on. We have... So this was a quick pass that I did on just a screen capture straight out of my render. So straight out of like something like this, which was actually not even this advanced in my render settings. I just grabbed it and then I started doing color correcting and throwing some lens effects on it just to see if I could get the effect that I wanted for my final. So this was my super quick test image before I did any real work to it, just to see, to get a good idea of what a final might look like. So this actually worked out really well, and I used it as a naming spot for it. So we keep that up at the top of my layers, so I can keep it there and see how close we can get to that at the same time while adding all the detail. Okay, so then I did a diffuse pass. The blood didn't have a texture map, so that's why it's white. It was just color and some fancy materials to make it look wet and all that. And this was another test that I did, ignore that. And let me show you guys my masks. This is a material pass, which divides all the parts of the model by materials, essentially by textures. So that allows me to cut them out individually, like I did here. Claws and his belt, gloves, and his body, blood, shoulder piece, his the teeth on the mask, and the head mask, and the torso, back, cape item as well. And then I did another one where I combine a couple of them so I can control some of the fogging effects a little bit easier. So that's all my masks set up right there, so I can select them fairly easy at any point if I start adding fogging effects and blood, or maybe like a background, or, you know, anything that might kind of like occlude or I want to kind of hide into the background to work really well with our fogging and with our blur effect. I can just select it and blur it just that section instead of have to do it by hand, which would be a fucking nightmare, right? Twitch is muted on your laptop? What? Huh. Did you try just resetting the page? Sometimes Twitch just kind of creeps out with video or audio randomly. So try that. Oh, well, she can't fucking hear me. There we go. We'll just type it in. The only thing that you notice is that I don't have my music up anymore. Yeah, so I got rid of the music because I can't actually play I can play any music I want, but we're just gonna mute it, and it's gonna mute like 30 minutes before or after it at the same time. So even if we push it out to our YouTube channel and then to our website, that stuff, the default file, is gonna be muted. So we're gonna lose all the audio that we do for it. So I had to use just the licensed stuff that I actually own and the stuff that I can stream with, which is a lot of this Ronald Jenkins stuff that I purchased. So that's what I'm going to be able to stream music-wise from now on. Unless we do streams where we just don't save the file and push it to YouTube or to the website, but I think a lot of people actually visit both of those places to watch the broadcasts. So the odd time is when we'll play some different music like we did before, but until I get more licensed music or anything like that, we gotta just stick to the stuff that I actually own and can actually listen for. So yeah, that's what's going on with it. Unfortunately, what Twitch started doing. I'm sure it's Amazon's doing, if I had to guess. Because I don't know if you guys heard, but they got bought out for like $1 billion, literally. Pretty crazy. Already tried Pink Ninja? Oh. Try opening your volume mixer down here. Oh, you can't see it on my screen. Just right click your little speaker at the bottom right and open up your volume mixer. It looks like this. And scroll over to your Twitch or your whatever browser you're using and make sure that that's turned all the way up. It might be muted by some random thing, so yeah, try that out. Should help you out. Okay, so those were our masks. What else did we do? Okay, so then I modified my depth mask, the path, sorry. And check it out. It kind of like started fogging out the background, and less as the model and the character get closer to the camera. So there you can see the difference of our depth map. It's actually Hey Bancy, what's up? Voicing Thiago's video on YouTube yet? Are you talking about the TI4 videos? None of them are up, dude. We're in the middle of editing them and putting them all together. So we're gonna start putting them up real soon, I promise. Including Thiago's, yeah. Okay, Pink Ninja already did everything. She blames Twitch. Yeah. Artist panel episode 2. Oh my god, I know, we need to do a new one of those. We've just been super busy after coming back from TI, well, after arrest, and then after having to set up a whole bunch of other things. There was a lot of back-end stuff to figure out, so that's why we've been missing for a little bit. Artist panel, yeah, I really want to do one. We're gonna do a few episodes actually really close together that'll include all the guys that were at TI, all the different artists. We're gonna try and get them all on there and get everybody exposure and talk about their experiences, and I think it'll be really cool. I think when I talked to people at TI about it, they were really excited, so we'll definitely jump on that. I don't know, next few weeks, try and jump on a couple of those. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Alright, so the necklace was being completely lost in the render because I had little control over the lights. I didn't bother making unique lights for this stuff. So then I kind of like just threw the necklace so you could see that he's got a brand new necklace on here. And we'll do some highlights, you know, as we go through the stream today. And next, I actually did a pass for the blood. I really wanted to lighten it up so that there's more translucency and it looked more like liquid. I still need to do a whole bunch of highlight passes on it, but it's at a fairly good stuff. I'll be blurring it as well since it's in motion. You know, you don't want it to look static like that, like it's frozen or anything. Next up is I threw a background on this guy. And you'll notice there's a little bit of an outline, but that's okay. That'll get eaten up by the fog that I throw coming in from the back on him as well. So this is just like a blurry background that I wanted to throw on him so that you get the sense that you're looking down upon him, and it's kind of like almost like a top view angle a little bit more dynamic, but you know, just a little bit of grounding I think is always helpful. Lock4 has followed us. What's up, man? Thanks so much. Avagirl or Abyss, can we make an awesome stream HUD for the LW Peeps streaming? Yes, absolutely. I can hook you guys up with parts of my HUD, and you guys can run off with that stuff. Throw your own name right there, you know, as it happens, running right above the LiveWorkshop.com. So you'll be able to just switch that out for your stream, Abyss, and enemies as well. If you guys haven't followed Enemy, it's Enemy under that, or NME under dash TV. It's also part of the LiveWorkshop, really awesome artist. He'll be streaming some of his work as he does some high poly sculpting in ZBrush for our Chaos Knight set, the Headless Horseman. Make sure you guys follow that guy up. Scooby Dooby Doo! What's up, man? If he's lunging forward, his necklace shouldn't be hanging. Yeah, maybe. We're in an in-between area, like maybe he just like looked up, so the necklace could be bouncing a little bit. The more important part of that is that he's, you know, it's visible because it's one of the new items on the, or new part of the, one of the sets, or one of the items in the set. So showing it is more important than having it completely flat against his chest where you don't see it at all, you know what I mean? So breaking that reality a tiny bit is okay, and especially since we have motion going right now on the blood, and we're gonna blur it a little bit more as well as we move forward. That necklace, you know, will be blurred as well a little bit, but it'll, you know, you can put together that he's in motion and that necklace jumped out for whatever reason. It's not a big deal. Not too worried about it. Oh yeah, there's Enemy right there. You can just right click his name and follow him. Super easy. You don't have to look for him. Bam, right there. Alright. Dooby-doo, no worries, man. Right now, this is actually, let me switch this up, because, correct, there we go, Photoshop. This is Photoshop right now. All the programs that I'm using at the time will show up at the bottom left corner, inside of our LiveWorkshop cog. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that. I think I mentioned it on the FAQ below. If I don't, I should definitely add it, but I think it is down there. So if you have any other questions, make sure you read the FAQ below, and if it's not there, I'll happily try to answer anything you might be wondering about the stream, about art, anything. Thank you. Ah, there it is. Hey, this time I beat Ava too. Right on. Alright, so here's some background layers I was playing with. I put them on top of our render because I wanted to fade them into this, this kind of like... Because I use those focal lenses, the image became blurry, so I had to then start merging things together in a really clever way so that you don't notice that they're two different images. So as you see the next stage into the smoke, you'll see how well that actually comes together at that point. Just not yet though, but it'll come, man, it'll come. Okay, so there's a background, and then I figured we needed some blood that he was trailing, you know, because it's Bloodseeker, right? So I kind of like threw some blood there that he's standing on, maybe chasing, maybe he's like trying to smell it right now before he stops and all that. So I don't know, you can make your own little story behind it, but I thought it'd be a nice touch to have that blood trail that he's standing over. And then after that, I did a whole bunch of smoke layers with different deformations and different effects on them, and threw them on top, and blacked out the image of the Bloodseeker on top for most of it. But then I used a little bit of that depth pass at the same time, so that some of that smoke was still coming through near the bottom, but not near the top where the smoke's not really hitting them, because it'll be really low to the ground, right? So this is what I came up with after I did that. So right off the bat with that, you can really see the character popping out and the important elements being really, really well highlighted in the image. So that being our items, you know, because we're selling the set, so that's why I have to make the most important thing is number one, your items, and number two, the hero recognition. So it was important for me to get the blood on there and also the face of Bloodseeker. So I think both of those things worked out really, really well. God damn it, Maeve. Art related. You have a question, can you be a digital artist of any type on Twitch? Yes, absolutely. You can make 2D art or animations or whatever you want, man. I mean, as long as it's, I guess, somewhat game related, you know, you're gonna be in the safe zone with Twitch. Oh, I see what you mean. They probably won't give you, won't hassle you about it if you're just like sculpting stuff that is not a game, like maybe if you're doing stuff from a movie. But at that point you can argue that that movie is being turned into a game, and you know, you find some gray holes or something like that. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not putting ideas in your head or anything, just just thinking out loud, that's all. You'll probably be alright. I don't know, man. You can just try your luck. I mean, it's not gonna hurt you. Will this set have any alternative styles? No, man. We have a full set on this guy. Everything's replaced. We even have special effects for him. We have blood that drips out of his face, and we have a new this like glowing claws that come out when he does his W spell, I believe. And we have little paw prints that appear on the ground, glowing when he's chasing somebody with his blood-seeking ability, his ultimate, or not his ultimate, just his passive. And we also have an attack animation, I think, with some like orange claws that come out. So we'll be showing all that stuff on the video that Frosty created for this guy. So oh, I should mention that for the people that are new to this character. Me and Frosty worked on this, and then Abyss jumped in and he started doing some effects to add to the set, which came out really, really fucking cool. So yeah, there's the three of us working on this particular set. I know this isn't your apartment, but how would you go about pitching a video game story? Where would you go? Go? So yeah, I mean, we actually received a lot of these while I was at LucasArts and Lucasfilm. People trying to pitch us stories and all these things. It really depends on the studio. Unfortunately for us, a place like Lucas, we could not take any stuff being pitched to us it's just by law at Lucasfilm. You know, anything that's sent to anyone on the team, we can't use it in any way, shape, or form. So we just ask people not to send us stuff for that reason, you know. So they're like, hey, you used my idea and you stole it. And even though if we thought about it and we didn't even read your stuff, you know, people would complain about shit like that. It happened all the time, you know. But for that reason, we just didn't take anybody's ideas or anything like that. We had paid writers and all these professionals that we hired, you know, just because the place was so prestigious, right? For smaller studios, though, I think you can just contact their PR people and see if they're looking for something like that, and just, you know, submit it. You know, obviously have it put, you know, somewhere online, or part of it posted, so that some of it is already you know, published a little bit, and that's just to protect yourself. You know, so that people don't just steal it, you know, without you having a like bought out a copyright, because copyrights can be like, you know, $7 grand or something like that. So if you don't have money to do that, a good way to go about it is to post part of it in sections around the web, so that, you know, you posted it before any company would have, if they decide to steal your work. You know, I'm just looking out for you guys. So that'd be one thing to go, you know, one way to go, man. I don't have too much experience with that, but that's just what we're exposed to at Lucas. Livestream keeps crashing on her and it doesn't let her use OBS with livestream. Wow. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about that one. I'd say just try going on Twitch and just like reference some furries from some games, and then, you know, just have that on the side, kind of like I do here. You know, the images on the right side. Have her, you know, throw that on there like for reference or something like that from a game, and then, you know, she can say that it's game related. So I don't know, that could work, and she could use it for, you know, for reference at the same time. So there you go, man. Manny, I don't want to be that guy, but could you make a Black Panther style? So Banshee, that's actually something we've been discussing quite a bit as well, because we are, you know, we kind of like pulled away from the main colors that the default Bloodseeker has, which is really just just red, you know, with a little bit of like dark browns and blacks. So we added that really strong yellow and orange to the set, and from the top view, it's actually really, really strong, you know. So if Valve feels that it's too far away and it's departing too far from the colors for Bloodseeker, then we would be forced to do a Black Panther with red blood across it. So at that point, you know, we would definitely have to do it. Now, making a Black Panther style for it, I think, is something that might not take us very long to do, and it's probably worth the effort to do a style for that at the same time, and maybe even buy us a little bit of you know, a safe ground with Valve, you know, having two styles for it. So that could also be another thing to take into consideration of just doing that. So maybe, man, maybe we'll jump on that and do it anyways. I'll have to talk to the guys. Red Panda? No, I'm not doing no Red Panda, man. Come on. There's always time for a Black Panther style. Well, I mean, if it was a lot of work, I would say absolutely not. And most of the time it is a lot of work, but in this case, the fur stuff is actually pretty separate from anything else in the textures, and making it, you know, like a dark with some specular changes on it wouldn't be too bad of a time. So I don't know, it might be worth it. It might be. That's all I can say. The render passes, I usually just use XSI's Mental Ray. For this particular one though, I've been playing around with Octane. It's called Red Octane, which I actually have built into Softimage now. So I'm able to run Red Octane right inside Softimage without having to have Red Octane open at all. So that's been kind of working out really nice. It's just the materials are kind of really tough to make, and I'm not a crazy talented or, you know, technical with materials. So, I mean, it takes me a while to make something from scratch, especially like skin materials. Like I got one done really, really nice. Let me see if I can find it for you actually. I think I took a screen grab of one. Do this up. I was playing around with one of my Star Wars head sculpts that I created and trying to get a decent render out of it in Octane. Let me see where I have it. A lot of Phantom Lancer stuff in here. Phantom Lancer. I took a lot of screenshots from Phantom Lancer as I was playing around with different materials or shaders. Here's one of them that I was playing around with, came out really nice, very Pixar-esque. Where is it? This one maybe? Yeah, so there's one of them. So down here you can see a little bit of my render tree, and actually that's not even showing, like it's showing less than a quarter of it. It gets really fucking crazy up here. But I started getting kind of like a really nice soft pass on it. There's not a lot of light on here, so a lot of the specular's not showing up, but it's coming out really nice and soft. I was going for that kind of like Matrix green, Matrix fake world lighting that that overlay pass that they threw over the Matrix, you know, and then when they're in the real world they have that blue pass, so it helps you determine, you know, which world they're in. It's an artistic decision that they took through the movie. So I was trying to do that with this quick render here that I did for our Starkiller. So I was starting to get somewhere with it. I had another really nice one, I can't find it though. Which had more specular on it. Let me see if I can find it quick, if not we can just move forward and start painting some of the Bloodseeker. Been too long. That's a lot of Phantom Lancers. Nah, this is even older. This is not it. Oh well. Another time. Another time. Nice, man. Would it be open to any ideas or suggestions on what we make next? Yeah, absolutely. We even take suggestions as we're working on sets and items. A lot of the time people throw ideas during the stream and we either work with that idea or bounce off it, and it's works out really nice. Hey, what's up, Wawa Mario? Thanks so much, dude. A jester set. You're talking about a jester set for Pudge or for a fat ninja Pudge? Yeah, that shit wouldn't get it either. A jester, I think if you did it in a desaturated way, it would fit Pudge okay, but I think it would fit somebody like Ogre Magi a lot better. So that would be something. Alright, where are we on this thing? Start painting some shit. Oh, and then I did another pass of little smoke wisps, you know, coming out. A little bit of detail, not too much, nothing crazy. Alright, so there's our smoke, our masks, we don't need to have that visible. Our image, what is this? Alright, and then I did a pass on the skin so that you can see a little bit more of that orange coming through for the Bloodseeker. It was getting a little bit too dark. You know, we still want to be able to tell that that's Bloodseeker there, so bringing that out really helped us out. And there's our blood layer. And some of the edging on here will do a pass after we flatten the whole image later on to merge those things together a little bit better. See, if you really zoom in, we can make this stuff look a lot better, but that's something we do at the very end. We're not worried about it right now. Same with all these guys, we'll be painting a bunch of highlights on them and fixing them up. Actually, I gotta find out what that is right now. That is our smoke. Which layer? This one. So sometimes when you're working on a whole bunch of different passes and you're throwing effects on top of those passes outside of whatever render you're using, it gives you a lot more control, but you end up with quite a bit of cleanup to worry about afterwards. So sometimes using a blur fixes it. Oh shit, thank god, okay. Thanks science, actually. Turn that up. Maybe 50%. Get rid of that weird white line that you see there next to our necklace. And the rest of this stuff is really raw from our raw render. But we'll be cleaning it up as we move forward. So this is getting a little bit too light as well, so we're gonna kind of erase part of it. We're erasing at 10%, we can turn that up. And darken it over here. We give it kind of like a fake shadow under there, so then that chin really pops out. And then if it gets too close, you can go into your mask and just push that across with your smudge at maybe 75% or so. Bring that across. Make it a little bit softer. A little more realistic. Just like that, look at that. So fucking easy, right? Yeah. Let's save our work. Waiting on the gorilla treants? Yeah, I know. I think I was just talking with Enemy about that actually, and I'm gonna have to jump on that and finish the textures for that and push it out. A little bit of catch up to do for sure. Makes your drawing look like Stash? What? Don't know what you're talking about, man. Alright. Also, these teeth, the resolution on the teeth for Bloodseeker is not the greatest, so we'll have to do a bunch of painting on there as well. And bring some of those highlights out. And then mess around with the color correction and get some better colors in there at the same time. The treants just need like a final stage of textures, and then some quick materials, beauty render, and we can push them out. I know, it's been forever for those guys. Other stuff got in the way, man. It's been difficult. Shit like this is just ridiculous. I'm like, oh man, there's like something we need to change on. Oh, that's actually, where the hell is that coming from? Really? This is smoke? Where is that coming from? Weird. Raconate up into little parts of the model here and there. It's because the masks weren't like completely perfectly sealed, so a little bit of guys crept in, but that's alright, we found it. Fixed. Alright, let's go back to it. Man, is there gonna be more color in the final? It seems washed out. That's just you. Yeah, Ayo, absolutely. Right now, I actually showed a quick test that I did before. That is more like this. And also like this. So yes, I haven't done any color correction yet, but before I do the color correction and the lens pass, which actually deforms part of the illustration, I have to do all the highlights. Otherwise, I have to end up painting on a layer that has a lot more blur to it, and that becomes like twice the amount of work. So before I get to fixing the colors and the lens blur stuff, I have to do paint all the highlights and the brush strokes that I want in there first. So then we'll get it looking really nice, more like kind of like that, and a little more color like this or like this. One of those. Not sure yet where, but definitely get more colors to pop out. It is definitely desaturated right now. And not very contrasty yet. So that means it'll be out in another year? Yes, Pink Ninja, thank you. No, we'll try and tackle that guy. Maybe after the Lone Druid illustration. We'll jump on it and push it out. Kindly do think about a sniper set. He's one of the most ignored heroes. Well, actually, he's got like four or five sets. There's a couple. Yeah, there's a couple decent ones out there. I think a Nuxie did a set for him as well. I don't think it got in yet though. But yeah, I mean, Sniper would be a fun character to make a set for. We'll see. CRB, what's up, man? Thank you. You're asking for us to do a Bloodseeker set? Oh man, well you're just in luck, because we actually have another Bloodseeker set, which we already did the low polygon sets for. We just need to do the high poly and the textures for it. but it's a little bit farther in the queue from the stuff that we have to finish first. So we'll get back to Bloodseeker since we already have like a low poly and a design done for him. So yeah, there you go, man. You should be excited for that, right? Yeah, no problem, man. Was it Witch Doctor that didn't have a set? No, man, Witch Doctor has a lot of sets. And Dazzle has a few as well. Alright, let's see, let's do a highlight pass on this guy. Let's see what we can get away with. If full screen doesn't slow my... Okay, now this image is not gigantic, and I did that on purpose so that I could work on it on the stream. So this should work out. I actually used the in-game polygons that I think I smashed them once, and I threw them in here so we can still, by the end of it, we'll smooth out a lot of these little sections that you can tell is a fairly low poly. I mean, when you zoom out, it won't be a big deal, but I don't know. We'll see how far we can go with it. This is where your masks kick in and become really, really useful. Allows you to use a way larger brush, and by using a larger brush you get a better fall off on the other side of it, and you keep that sharp edge on the outside of your mask. You can start doing quicker brush strokes and speeds up your workflow. Fairly cool. And as we get down here, I probably want to go back to a little smaller brush. And we'll be blurring a lot of these guys as well, so we can be a little bit messy with our brush strokes. We'll have this guy follow through. Bring this guy out a little bit. So see, even with that really blurring or doing some of those things that I just mentioned, you can see some of these highlights really starting to bring out that head, even though we've only worked on it like maybe 30 seconds right there, right? There's a new model for Void being done. How do I feel? What do I think he's gonna look like? Very different from the old model or not? I think they're gonna have a more detailed skin for him, and I think they're gonna change his armor altogether. So I'm actually pretty excited for it. I mean, I don't think he should have been the one selected, but I think that kind of like backfired on Valve, and it became a popularity contest instead of hey, actually like use your fucking head and vote on what hero actually needs our model remake. So that's that was unfortunate, but hey, got a Void set, or an update on Void, which is cool anyways. Oh my god, fucking rusty guys. My tablet painting. Does Bloodseeker have a noise? Nose? Covered in blood, Matt. You can't see it. Wind run. What? Gamer Studio, man, what's up? You're waiting for your poster of Juggernaut? Oh man! You know what? I do need to print some more of those guys out and maybe throw them up on the website. I have to talk to Valve about that stuff though, see if I can start selling some of some posters and prints online. And as soon as we do that, man, I'll hook you up. The Star Ladder Tiny you said is in game. Yeah, actually, what's his face? Casper was showing me the Tiny set that they went with for their Star Ladder. I was asking my opinions and things on it, so that's, yeah, I got to see that a little bit early. And we're actually going to be working with Casper on a set for him after Dire Tide, hopefully. That's about the time we'll start something for him. But there's some use for you guys. Make it more bloody? Really? You need more blood in this scene? Yeah, man. Lord. Get rid of these jaggies. Clean up there and there a little bit right here. Let's do a 20% for these guys here. That's seeing the actual sneer that we have modeled onto the face of the Jaguar. Make this guy's a little thicker since we're going to be blurring those guys out. And we're also going to bring this guy around this way. Make it look a little softer, like more light is bouncing off of the inside of that nose. We can do a color pass on this guy, on these highlights as well, so it's not all white and looks painted. Get more color to infuse into those things a little bit later. We won't forget about it. Oh, I'll show you guys a cool trick too. Now, one of my favorite tools in Photoshop is the lasso tool. You're like, what? Lasso tool? Yeah, man, like, all the pros at Lucas, like all the concept artists, loved using this thing, and those guys were just phenomenal. So what I like to do is use a brush and turn that shit up. Low opacity, and that way you can start like brushing in a little bit of a highlight, and at the same time it gives you hard edges and a gradient towards the end at the same time. Check that out. Then you can just go in there and kind of like excuse me, blur the sharpness a little bit, and you can also erase away from that. Oops, bigger brush, bigger brush. Oh. Really subtle, really nice. And then actually if you need to bring it back in, I mean you could use okay, this is freaking out. Oh, it's trying to copy, that's why. There we go. Use a clone tool on this guy, and I always like use the clone tool with your mouse so you have, you know, move it by mistake. You can just clone on top, 14%, just to get that base a little stronger. And that's one way of bringing that stuff back in. And then if you feel you need more cuts, which I feel I need right here a little bit more, a little more aggressive, just cut it off like that. There you go. So here's some gradients that I prepared ahead of time. Bring some of the oranges out from the top with a gradient going from the top to the middle of the screen, and then a blue from the bottom to the middle of the screen to bring in some shadows near the bottom. So that adds a nice little color pop, but we'll still have to do a bunch of color correction by the end of this. So let's put a couple of those layers in place. See, right off the bat we can see a lot of those shadows bringing that yellow right back into the scene. I actually want some blues and greens for the highlights, so we get a little bit of contrast. Or otherwise we end up with this. Otherwise you're not really doing a color correction, you're just doing a red filter lens pass on it. And then throwing a levels on top of that. Always nice. So see, to the areas that we painted over just in the last like 10 minutes or whatever it was, you can start seeing really nice illustrative loops starting to come out of our raw render. So we're gonna be doing that across the entire piece, and then some other tricks as well. But that's just a little preview of what color correction paths can do for you after you do a little bit of paintovers. A little bit of contrast, a little bit of differences in your highlights and your shadows. Goes a long way. Right? Yeah. Red mist clouds everywhere? Nah, man, then we end up with a red everywhere. We get back to that red pass that I was just talking about. Make it more bloody, more using more. Yeah, I'm gonna paint a little bit more of the blur for the blood, but I might actually do some illustrative blood for maybe the foreground, so that it would make, I don't know if it'll work. I don't want to detract too much from the item itself, from the set, you know what I mean? Ninja still having problems with her computer? Ah, fuck. Sorry, girl. You just had an idea. What if Bloodseeker's third ability, Thirst, activates, and the leopard's eye would open up and glow, and maybe leave a trail while running? Holy shit, Echoes. That is actually a really fucking cool idea. Shit, man, I don't know. We might have to test that out, I don't know. Not a bad idea, dude. I like the redness coming out of the eyes, that's kinda neat. It kinda like wakes up the jaguar. Oh, hey Harley, what's up? You didn't know you were streaming? Oh man, do you not have us on your iPhone? You not follow us on your iPhone? You get an alert when you do. Notification didn't go out? Wow, really? AO got notified on her phone, through Steam, and on Facebook. Oh my god. Okay, so it was working, it just didn't go out for everybody. That's actually good news. Yeah, Twitch got DDoS a few days ago, so... Or was it yesterday? I don't remember. I think it was yesterday. Oh my god, fuck this. That's right, we're cheating. I'm not gonna sit here and try to get that perfect brush stroke. So I probably should have explained that, you know, seeing as how we're streaming a learning channel. Sorry, I just got fed up with this. Said fuck it, we're fucking using the pen tool. Okay, so let's go over that one more time. Using the pen tool, you can click and create really good curves by click and dragging. What's up, FadeX22? And see, you can create some really soft, kind of controlled curves. If you were doing like a spiky fin or a hairband or whatever it was. See that? You can do that, and you can either make it use the current brush that you're using by creating a path, a stroke path, or you can fill the path, which will fill in the inside of your pen path. So if you do the stroke path, you'll get like kind of like an outline going here, depending on what brush you have. You know, you have to make sure you have the right brush and the right settings for it. If you want it to be a hard brush, kind of like for cartoony and line work, make sure that it's harsh and has a little bit of a depth, a skinniness to it. The longer that it goes down, then you get something really brushy. But otherwise, you end up, you know, with this kind of stuff that dies off towards the end because I have a really soft brush. But there you go. That's just how to use the pen tool in a nutshell. So here I use really good because I'm at a really weird angle and I can't bend my wrist in that direction and I don't feel like rotating my canvas. So there you go, there's one way to do it. Because I did this on a separate layer, we can actually scale it and position it wherever we feel it will work better. We're a little too thick on this side, so we're going to use a distort. And make it go a little bit thinner so we can then blur it out and make it look really nice. A little bit like that. Maybe we push it up a bit more, so hitting Alt and clicking sets a center point, which allows you to rotate from there. And that probably feels better right there, that's good. Okay, we're gonna use a bigger brush now and delete at maybe 20%. and fade this guy out a little bit because he's so thin that he becomes a little bit blurry and transparent even. Oh shit. And then we use our blur tool at say 20% and blur this guy out a tiny bit more so it looks more like part of the render, part of the photograph look that we're going for. There we go, maybe blur this out more and erase it down here a little bit as well. To get a little more of that darkness that's falling on him from the nose. And there we have it. We have a fairly good whisker right there. A little bit more of a blur on it. Maybe not as transparent in the middle, just towards the ends. That's where the light's hitting it, so you can see it. Kind of like specular. There we go. That's fairly good. That works. Very nice. Anyone flying to PAX Prime this morning? No, we're skipping PAX unfortunately this year. Wait, what's up, Spooner? Hey, G Lemming, what's up, buddy? Welcome. Oh, see you later, Abyss. Where are you going, man? Good. Heading out? Heading out? Just going out? That's all? Leaving us? Abandoning us? Is that what's going on? Alright. Why didn't we choose a lion? When Frosty started, I think he had the idea of the jaguar going. He had like all this jaguar teeth as a different design. And then when I picked it up from him, I redesigned the set, but keeping that jaguar idea in mind. So that's when I added the head and all these other pieces to it. So that's where we started from. Frosty had the idea of the whole jaguar thing going on with the teeth on the shoulders and things like that. And he had like some feathers and stuff that we ended up changing, but yeah. Hey Wayne, what's up? Thanks for the follow, man. Oh, thanks, Jalen. I'm glad you like it, dude. What's up, Snow? Alright, let's do the rest of this whiskers, actually. We're gonna Shift, Alt, click, and drag, and that's gonna duplicate our other whisker, making our laugh fucking easy. And then we're gonna distort the crap out of this guy so it looks different. A little straighter. Maybe a little bit shorter. Slightly different bend on it, perhaps. Then we rotate this guy. I don't even know where he goes. He became so blurry in the render. And then this guy we can, I think, erase a little bit more, maybe like 10%. He's thinner, he's a little bit lower. The light's hitting him less from that angle where it's coming from. So, something like that. Looks pretty good. Depressed from all the PAX pics and spam on Twitter? Yeah. Yeah, it's alright. We have a con coming up, so we're heading out to LA for a big convention that's going on there, so that should be fun. Damos Die, what's up, man? Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. Alright, let's paint some more highlights, yeah? What are we at here? 30? Alright, that's not bad. Just that a little bit. And start painting some of this. Ah, God, that's too much. That's too much. 10%. That's not. We'll blur some of this as well. I'll give us a nice little soft touch. You just wait and see, man. Oh, see, my rotate's fucking slow as shit. Alright, there we go. I set a hotkey just now to my Wacom tablet wheel so I can just rotate the canvas by rotating, like throwing my finger on the scroll wheel. That way I have a really nice long angle here that I can try and do in one brush stroke. Oh, bam, there it is. Maybe a second time up here in the middle part. There you go, that's nice. And then we'll do a really small one on the back. So you get a little bit of backlight hitting that tooth. That's supposed to be really reflective. And I always try and tell this to people, try and get comfortable with your brush strokes so you can do really nice long brush strokes, single brush strokes. The more little ones that you do with harsher brushes or high opacity, you start getting really dabby kind of drawing and lines, and it ends up looking not great. So yeah, just get comfortable with getting nice long brush strokes and exercise your wrist that way. And then you can always make it a little bit harsher with the erase tool on one of the sides. Keep the other side a little bit softer. Hey, what's up, Hector Thug? Thanks, man. It's a confirmed sale right there, so what that is. Hells yeah. That rotate though. Your Photoshop moves a layer from time to time when you rotate the whole image? No, I've never noticed that. Hopefully it's not gonna do it. Scrutch, what's up, man? Yeah, Kamikaze is gonna be amazing. Can't wait. Oh, and there goes my chat. I'm gonna refresh it. Just fucking crashed. Weird. And hold up, we're loading back up. There we go. Alright, we're back. You can see the chat again. By the way, the new LO League of Legends hero pick looks like an exact ripoff from my PL set. Oh shit, Jay Lemon, do you have a link, man? Let's check it out. Hey, what's up, Melon? Thanks for the follow, dude. painted some of this stuff on the whiskers layer, so let me take that off. Yeah, it was just this stuff, okay. So we can do the follow, we can delete that, invert the selection and delete it from here, and unselect, and we're good to go. This is separate and supposed to be on my paint layers. There you go. Alright, back to work. Blur this at 50%, I think. Nice and soft. Oh. All right. You find that, J Lemming? Any luck? Are we gonna make styles? Unsure at the moment. We might make a Black Panther style. Somebody was mentioning it earlier. I don't know. Might give us a better pitch to Valve to put it in the game sooner than later. I don't know. Might benefit us thinking about it. If possible, can we consider making an Earth Spirit set? There aren't any cool ones for him. Yeah, there's one that I like. It was concepted by Pure. It was a really awesome concept artist from Polycount. But yeah, he's a really cool hero, and the fact that he's made out of stone and he's got that whole like Asian feel to him, I think we can definitely come up with something really cool, a really cool design for him to make a set for. So I think I definitely want to make a set for him, but it'll have to be later down the queue for sure. We have like a like a 10 project queue right now. Maybe 8 to 10. So yeah, and no, I can't tell you what all those things are just yet. Sorry. All right, we're painting highlights. Let's back to it. Back to it. Kind of merge these two layers so we can start painting on top of this guy a little bit too, and deforming what we need to deform. You'll see like this sharpness is coming from the fact that we have a low polygon mesh in there, so we want to actually kind of let's see if this mixer brush does what we intend. A little bit. Be maybe a little wider. No, it's getting too blurry. Low, and the load I think needs to be higher. A little better. Alright, that's a little bit smoother. Our brush. Do a really low percentage and bring some colors back in here. Bit of a better fade. Brush is really harsh. And some warmer colors here on this bright areas. Starts marrying those two things together really nicely. Bit of a line here from the low poly resolution as well. That might actually be from the texture. So we just kind of smudge this part around with our mixer brush. Kind of helps getting rid of it quite a bit. Getting rid of some of those imperfections. Psalm 4, what's up, man? Colors seem fine. Probably brush this guy out a little bit. Getting really harsh over here from some low foliage. This is one really easy way to clean up your low poly stuff for poster renders. You don't want to have the time to do a large amount of work to get a cleaner high poly division for your low poly sub D. Hey Davis, welcome in. That looks way cleaner already. Muscle 160, welcome in as well, man. What's up? So here, we'll do a comparison of just that little bit of work that we did there. Or, after, let me zoom in so you guys can see it a lot better on your screen. Serg, what the Feitling? What's up, man? That's a good name. So there's before and after, and before and after. A lot cleaner. What's up, Doctor? Hey, what's up, Dragonfly? Welcome back. Good to see ya. I'm trying to use one of these hair brushes that I have and see if I can make some of this fur feel a bit more pelt-like. It's gonna be tricky, but I don't know, it's worth a test, I think. Some of these guys don't spread out very well. Be really careful with color choosing these guys. So we should actually turn off all our color correction that we did before and color pick from this guy since we're working from a lower layer. What's up, Luke of Tatooine? Very nice name, sir. Like that. Call this layer of hair, throw some color in it so we can find it really easy later on. A dread set for Bloodseeker would be fucking amazing. That's awesome. Hey, what's up, Digitalis? What am I doing? We're doing a Bloodseeker beauty render / illustration. That's what's up. See how far we can get with this. And we're gonna color pick the hairs that happen to be around that area so that we don't keep the same color going throughout, and that way it looks like those hairs are actually coming out. It's gonna look pretty good, I think. A little bit softer, you know. We'll have to go bigger so you actually see them from a distance a little bit more. That means our brush strokes have to change how they're painted at the same time. Redo some of these guys. What's up, Satendi? That works a little better. Alright, Evergirl, have a good night. Thanks for dropping by. Right on, Digitalis. I know you've been in a lot of other art streams, so welcome aboard, dude. Glad you see us live finally. Karma X22. Thanks for the follow, dude. This brush is a little finicky, so you have to be careful of your brush strokes. It's really freaking finicky. Try another brush. Holy fuck. If I didn't know you're working on a sword for a Wraith game. Oh, that's cool, man. We're working on one of those as well. That's awesome. You're still in the concept phase? Alright, that's right on. You have to show us when you get a little bit farther ahead if you want. MB Tiger, this is Ronald Jenkins. Oh, there you go, Gore's gotcha. Thanks, Gore. Talking to Nightbot. So right now I'm actually gonna paint a little bit of hair highlights, and I'm gonna delete them into the inside and just keep them on the outside. So I'm gonna try and get close to the outside and completely butcher what you guys see right now on the inside part. So don't worry about that, we'll be erasing it fairly soon. Alright, we'll leave this at 100%, I guess. Oh, I got a little softer hairs here and there. And we can also start grabbing some yellow hairs. Those guys in it. Hey Culinarch, what's up, man? Thank you. We're gonna be doing an illustration for that Lone Druid set fairly soon as well. So come back and check it out. Should be good. Alright, Ayo, thanks. Thanks for dropping by, we'll see you later. Have a good night. Alright, more little hairs. Let's grab that white. Kind of bring this guy's head out a little bit. Okay, I guess this guy's would go the other way. Some little loose dude sticking out. And we're gonna leave some that are maybe coming out of the ear. Furry ears. Might look really good. And we'll make some of them brown towards the middle there. And then we'll erase at 20% as we go to the sides here. And the base be darker as well. Check that out. Not bad for a little hairy ear, right? Yep. I can't tell where the freaking ear ends there. What is that? Is that the end of the ear? Can't even tell anymore. That's the ear. Just back up to 50. I need a harsher highlight later. We'll get back to that. Hey, what's up, Invictus? Thank you. Where's our highlight list? There it is. Red blare. I'll blur some of this guys out. Too strong. The remote. Alright, now we can paint these guys back. 49%, alright, that's fine, that's fine. Brush. I think it was the lasso thing over here. Really bring out this cheekbone. And we'll bring it from here. Whoa, completely fucked that up. Now to about a... Right. And let's actually do another layer so we can control this perfectly. Cheeks. And we'll make it a yellow layer so we can tell what the hell we're doing. See if we can do an overlay on this. We should actually go bigger than this. We want to make a nice fade. Cut away this part, and we'll add this part. And that might be really nice. This is about at 20%, because I know it's going to be strong as fuck. Right. 20%. How much we actually brought out there. Okay. Get it. Lead from up here a little bit. Perhaps overlay is not the right choice. A color dodge. linear dodge actually works if we can get a little more red in it. Actually, the blue was looking really good too. Bring some reds out. Yeah, that looks good. Have to soften up a little bit. We'll bring those spots back out as well. Just erasing into them. Really easy stuff. Soften that up a little bit as well. Oh, with our color correction passes a little bit, nice. One shows up a bit more. Hey Game Division, welcome back, man. Hey Invictus, is this for a set? Yeah, this is for a Bloodseeker set that we have pretty much finished. Needs a couple of touches. Sith, how about that Mummy Nick set? Is it rejected idea? No, it's not a rejected idea, man. We're gonna get back to that as well. That guy's already in the UV stage, so once we UV it, I'm gonna start doing some, or actually I already did the face ZBrush for it. So we just need to figure out the UVs for the body because they're so complex for the other wraps. And then once I do that, then I'll figure out which pieces I need to ZBrush for the body. And then we'll move out to doing the Heart of Thorax for him and the urn and all these really cool shit that we have going for that set. I'm really excited for that set. And then we really need to get back to the Undying set that I started at the International 4 as well. So, holy shit, man. A lot of shit to do, right? But it's all good, man. We have Enemy and Frosty and Abyss Effects who are part of the LiveWorkshop now. And we're going to be doing a lot of sets together and we'll be able to pump out more sets for you guys that way. Be good times. Hey Fabian, what's up? Let me show you guys what we started with. This is our raw render. Hey, 95, what's up? 95, I get it. Yeah, there's a before and after of what we've done so far. You can see that harsh line especially coming from right by his shoulder there, the little hair that we started adding. It really softens up that little area. I think I'm still gonna add a little bit of a harsh shadow underneath that to really make it pop out. Whoops, that's our death pass. But we've knocked out some really nice fog for him. Nice colors. And a little bit of highlights here and there. We still have a lot of highlights to add, but yeah, it's coming along. Well, I finish this guy in a couple days, really, or maybe one more day after tonight. What time is it? 12:30? Yeah, probably won't go too much longer tonight, but I don't know, it's getting there. All right, let's continue doing some of the highlights, I guess. Oh, Invictus, you haven't seen the set before, man? We've actually had it running in game a few times. Like before TI, we're showing it a little bit. But yeah, we'll be showing it more in game once we get it all finished up and we're ready to submit it. It's almost there. Tijuana Cowboy, what's up? Get the old hairs. Hey, we got the Tijuana Cowboy follow. Awesome, man. Welcome in. Thank you so much. Alright, let's do some of these. What was I gonna... Oh, let's do the highlights first, then we'll do the hairs. It'll be easier that way. Be much easier. Alright, let's grab a nice white. What's a white in this image? And we'll go to our highlights pass. The selection, just so that way, if we undo, it doesn't send us back to a different layer. It's always a fucking pain in the butt for Photoshop. Fix my chat. Got it. Oh. Alright. Some highlights over here. What are we at? 20%? That's probably pretty good. Smaller brush though. Actually get pretty harsh with these guys back here. We want this highlights back here to be really, really thick. It's gonna create a really heavy feeling to the back of the shoulder piece and will really push it out for us. So see right off the bat right there, you can see it's really working. We're going a little harsher even. Yeah, that's starting to look nice. I'll push that across to some of these hairs over here. And that little dot later. Worried about it. Clean that up when we merge all the layers. Just making this go a little bit smoother, getting those whites to really pop because light's hitting them at that. Then can we get them to slide into the rest of this fur. Just a little bit. With these guys up here, kind of brush them out. And then we can always erase. Whoops, that's way too harsh of an erase. Actually, we'll blur those guys a little bit first. Then we'll erase at 20%. Actually, no, 10%. That's really nice. That works.